I keep laughing because there's one thing I remember from being here last time. I remember the bass amp started smoking. That was the greatest highlights of my career.
It was a legendary moment. He's still talked about throughout the production department.
It never happened with Suicidal. Like, what happened? What happened? Never blew the amp up on stage with Suicidal Tendencies. Definitely blew it up on stage with Erykah Badu.
It's a legendary moment.
Yeah, that was great. I remember that.
Do you mind if I wild out a little? 'Cause I'm just a little drunk and I wanna come party with you.
Stephen, thank you so much for coming and playing at Sydney Opera House for Vivid Live. It's a big deal for us and something we've wanted to have happen for a really long time.
Well, here I am.
And how does it feel coming in with your own work to headline Sydney Opera House?
It's pretty trippy, you know. It's like I would have never been able to know that this is how things would have panned out or turned, you know. I'm excited about it. You know, anytime I get a chance to play, I'm very happy about it.
And you've just released a new track with Tame Impala, No More Lies.
Yeah.
How did that collaboration come about with an Australian artist
It
based
started
here?
out with getting cussed out on a daily basis. Now, I don't know. It's like I've always wanted to work with Kevin, you know, straight up. And I don't know. It felt right between the both of us, I think. And sometimes I still wonder. I want to pick his brain about stuff because he's so quiet and so like, you know, off to his own. And I really respect and appreciate that so much because it's like he is really awesome, you know. And it's like I feel like he pours his soul into everything he's doing. It was funny because you know, the build up to it, you know, like the wanting to work with each other, you know, we expressed it, but it was also this thing because we both write in similar, I would guess, to some degree ways. And like, what are we supposed to do here? And I was like, man, let's just get to it, you know, start digging through stuff, you know, and, you know, we start playing him all kinds of stuff. He starts playing me stuff. And I literally am like, it wouldn't matter what he played me. I think it would have came out the same, you know, because our spirits are kind of kindred in that way, I think.
That's beautiful. Who was sort of pushing you to kind of say, you've got to be collaborating? Who around you was?
Me.
You, right. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you know, I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to do that. And I still want to keep creating with him, you know.
And what did you hear in his work? How did you come to kind of go, there's a kindred spirit in this sound? What struck you?
There's a bit of sincerity in how he shows up in the music. And I think with Kevin and a lot of his music, you can hear it in his hands along with his vocals. And I think that I immediately first was overtaken by his melodic sense.
I also wanted to talk a little bit about kind of comics and manga and the inspirations that kind of infuse so much of your work. Have you ever wanted to kind of merge any of these worlds in a sort of a larger way than you have today?
Listen here. This is the ongoing story.
You know, it's like I've always loved anime and manga, and I've always had this funny like association to, you know, there's a word we throw around a lot more, you know, representation, you know. But I'm always kind of like, I always loved the notion and idea of these worlds being together. There's not one without the other. I mean, for me, I would love to, you know, be more involved in stuff like that. I have like, you know, always had ideas or, you know, all the above. A lot of my music is written with this in mind, you know. It's something I've held on to my whole life, you know.
And you've just done a gigantic tour with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, playing sort of enormous domes all around the US. What was that experience like in such a huge setting?
The Chili Peppers, man. What can I say? Like, this is an essential, you know. I don't know. It just, for me, I would go out every night and watch them in the audience, and it's just like, you know, Flea has been inspiration for years, since my childhood. I wouldn't miss it. I just go stand out in the audience, scream the lyrics. I wouldn't care if people were running up on me. It was awesome, you know. And just to watch them breathe as a band for me was just like, wow. You know.
There's a generosity of spirit about them, and sort of always has been, that I feel in your work and the way you collaborate with people.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's awesome. Stephen, thank you so much for coming and performing here. It's a real honor for us, and really appreciate you taking the time to chat. Come back soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.